Miles Mikolas has his worst outing of the season, and the St. Louis Cardinals lose game one to the Cincinnati Reds. Welcome, everybody, to Arch City Sports, a St. Louis sports podcast covering all of these major sports in St. Louis. As I was saying, game one versus the Reds tonight, Miles Mikolas really struggled. Before we get started, and dive into his performances along with why we lost this one. Make sure to follow on Instagram, Spotify, follow on TikTok, all of our platforms, subscribe on YouTube. We would really appreciate that for daily sports, St. Louis sports content and daily episodes. Miles Mikolas, 4 1/3 tonight, 12 hits, 10 runs, 9 of them were earned. For Miles, it's easy to look at his stat line and in the box score and say, wow, it was not on tonight. But why was he not on? Everything was up. Everything was up in the strike zone for him. He's a guy that doesn't strike out a lot, so he's got to live in the lower part of the zone, and everything was up tonight. He only had 8 swings and misses, or swinging strikes, I should say, 8 swinging strikes and only 1 strikeout. One of the keys I mentioned in a video I posted to beating the Reds was eliminate, or at least kind of tame, that 1 through 4 in their lineup. And right off the bat in the first inning, Jonathan India a single and Ellie De La Cruz a triple. And right then I had a kind of a bad feeling about tonight. Now, last time Miles pitched against San Francisco, he had that same thing happen, and he kind of settled in, and he ended up giving us 6 innings of 4 runs. Tonight just happened to not be the case. Nolan Arenado was our offense tonight. He had a 2-run homer, his 7th of the season. We lose this one 11-4. Mason Wynn and Alec Burleson go 0 for 7 combined, which is definitely not something we're used to. Wilson Contreras got on base 3 times with a single and 2 walks. Goldie hit one to the warning track again. It was just one of those nights, though. You can't think too much into a night like this, especially with how we've been playing recently. But it's just one of those random games throughout the season where everything was just not going our way. Miles wasn't pitching well. Like I said, he only went 4 1/3. Obviously, the 9 runs he gave up, 9 were earned, 10 overall. The bats weren't really clicking and stringing together hits. And then the 2 guys at the top of your order, Wynn and Burleson, either of them got a hit tonight. So 11-4 loss. We are now 41-39 on the season. Couple of takeaways to take from this game. We have to, like I said, limit the top of their order. Jonathan India is just absolutely hitting the cover off the ball right now. Ellie De La Cruz is rolling. And those 2 guys killed us tonight. Nolan Arenado, his 2nd homer at Busch all year. Yes, I'm going to say that again. Nolan Arenado, his 2nd homer at Busch Stadium all season long, his 7th on the year. That was a really nice sign to see. And then Giovanni Gallegos, he looked really good in his inning and 2/3, 1 hit, no runs, and a strikeout. That is a positive sign. Now, we knew coming into this, our bullpen is very taxed right now. Miles going 4 1/3 does not help, especially when you have Andre Palante going tomorrow, who more times than not is not going to get you into the 6th or 7th inning. Hopefully he proves me wrong tomorrow. Let's take a quick look at the pipeline. The Memphis Redbirds, a 4-0 win tonight. Michael McGreevy, 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 8 strikeouts on 98 pitches. That is a very good sign. Michael is a guy that drafted a couple years ago and had a lot of high expectations and has not really lived up to him in the AAA level. At AA, he did his thing, but he's got a 4.50 ERA after this start. So that kind of shows where he was at. But that's really good to see. 7 innings, no runs. The top of the order produces once again for Memphis. Victor Scott, 2 for 4, really good sign. Back-to-back multi-hit games. His 21st stolen base of the season as well. Jordan Walker batting 2nd in the lineup, 2 for 4 with a double and 2 RBIs. Matt Koperniak just keeps on rolling. He went 2 for 4 tonight. And then Thomas Sajacy, an RBI triple, batting in the 7 hole. That's really good to see. Memphis, a 4-0 win. The Springfield Cardinals, a 7-2 loss. Trent Baker went 5 innings, giving up 3 runs. Brandon Komar looked really good out of the bullpen tonight. 3 innings, no runs. That's really good to see. His ERA is under, or I think it's right at 3, or barely under 3. It's one of those around that 3 range. That's really good to see. He could be finding his way back up to AAA sooner than later. The offense, though, 7 runs. or so I should say seven hits, but all were scattered. Only 2 runs, so you really couldn't string them together. Kind of like the big team, the big league club tonight as well. So Springfield a 7-2 loss. Looking ahead to tomorrow, Palante versus Montas. It's a big start for Palante, obviously, especially with Libby how he performed the other night. But I think it's a very big start for Andre Palante and his career as a Cardinal moving forward. He has shown a couple starts this year that he has a little bit of promise to him. That shows other teams as well that he has a little bit of promise to him. So he might be in that trade package type of situation. It's a very big start for his career overall. For us, without for another team, with how Liberatore pitched the other night, it's hard to take Libby out of that starting rotation moving forward, unless Palante can pretty much match what he did the other night. I believe the Cardinals bats will get it going again tomorrow night. Like I said, tonight was just one of those odd nights. Nothing was going our way on both sides of the field. I think we will get back tomorrow. I think Mason Wynn and Alec Burleson will not combine to go hitless tomorrow. But the biggest thing for me is besides the Palante factor is, can Nolan Arenado build off that homer that he had tonight with his 7th homer of the year? Can he build off of that, or is it just going to be one of those that he turned on and we move on and continue to be a 250, 260 hitter? Can he build off of that and kind of put us on his back a little bit and carry us? Because him and Goldie are two guys. Even Goldie going into his age 37 now, these are two guys that can still put us on their back and carry us. And that would be very nice to see. Hopefully Palante can live in the lower part of the zone, unlike Mikolas did tonight. And hopefully we are discussing a very successful weekend on Monday. No podcast episodes until Monday morning, but we will be coming out with videos talking about the game and recaps on TikTok and on Instagram. So make sure to go follow over there, Arch City Sports on TikTok, on Instagram. Rate and follow if you listen on Spotify. Make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. And I will see you guys throughout the weekend with all these videos. But I will see you guys again for another podcast episode on Monday, hopefully discussing a 3-game winning streak and a series win versus the Cincinnati Reds.